mindfulness, meditation, and their practical applications in our daily lives. Our goal here is not to get everyone to agree on a specific lineage or philosophy or sect of Buddhism, but rather it is on a shared experience of mindfulness, oneness, and love. Whether we are chanting together, sharing from the heart, or spending time in noble silence, we respect that you will participate at a level that is comfortable for you. We take refuge in the three jewels of Buddhism, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and acknowledge these core values as expressions of the awakened mind. We value awareness of our Buddha nature, as well as the Buddha nature of all beings, bringing a fresh new perspective to each and every encounter. The second jewel, the Dharma, the truth teachings that release us from fear and delusion and help us to realize the true nature of who we are. And finally, Sangha, our spiritual community, where we come together to practice the teachings and to help each other along every step of the path. And so let's take a moment now to silence any cell phones or electronic devices as we prepare for a time in meditation and contemplation. Please know that there are, looks like 8 open cushions up the front up here. So some folks who like to sit cross-legged are absolutely welcome to come up and join us here on the cushions. There are blankets at the altar at the back of the meditation hall. There are also throat lozenges, tissues, and as well, there are also listening devices. So please, by all means, make yourself comfortable and very much at home as we prepare now for meditation. We're going to begin with the prayer of refuge, and we will recite this 3 times for the 3 jewels. Together, in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. And so as we prepare now for a time in meditation, if you have an extensive practice, then we invite you to practice in a way that is fitting for you this morning. If you are new to meditation, then we will begin with an opening dedication. We will awaken the bell 3 times for the 3 jewels. And then I will lead us in a brief guided meditation that's designed to assist you in moving into the stillness. We will spend approximately 10 to 12 minutes this morning in noble silence, connecting with each other in consciousness. Afterwards, we will sound the return bell, and then it will be time for today's Dharma talk or teaching. And today is a special day as the Temple Green team has prepared an Earth Day presentation for all of us. So with that, let's take a conscious breath together. Body, speech, and mind in perfect oneness. I send my heart along with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness, transcend the path of anxiety and sorrow, and realize the true nature of who they are. And as the sound of the bell decays, guiding us, showing us the direction of stillness. If you need to take another conscious breath or make some micro adjustments in your posture, stretch or wiggle a little bit, it's totally acceptable. Whatever you need to do to partner with the body to become more gentle, easy, spacious, and light. And as the breath settles into its natural flow, its natural rhythm, bring your awareness to the rise and the fall of your tummy with every inhale and every exhale. Deepening the relaxation with every out-breath. As the body becomes more spacious, gentle, and easy, connected with the rise and fall of the tummy and the breath, we can bring our awareness now to awareness itself, noticing when the mind becomes distracted by a sound, perhaps in the hallways, in this room or outside the windows. The moment that you notice the mind is distracted by a sound, gently, lovingly, and simply return to the rise and fall of the tummy, to the breath. You might notice when the mind has become distracted by a sensation, like an itch or an ache or a tummy rumble. The moment this happens, the moment you notice the mind has wandered off, lovingly return to the breath and the rise and fall of the tummy. You see, the breath is always in the present moment, and so is therefore a good teacher. You might notice that the mind has been distracted by a thought or a string of thoughts. The moment you notice this, it is not cause for agitation, to blame or punish yourself. It is cause for celebration, because that is a moment of awakening. As you return to the breath, return to the present moment. 100,000 times is not too many times to come back to the breath. And so, connected to the breath, the body is gentle and easy. The mind is clear, yet receptive to whatever arises. And the heart is open. We can move more deeply into our meditation. I close my eyes and I see clearly. I stop trying to listen and I hear truth. I am silent, yet my heart sings. I seek no contact and find union. I am still and move forward. I am gentle and need no strength. I am humble and remain whole, returning again and again to the breath, returning again and again home. And so I invite you to remain in a meditative state as you bring your awareness to the sense door of sound, noticing the sound of my voice or the sound of rustling in the room. And at the same time that you bring your awareness to the sense door of sound, can you keep 5% of your awareness on the still, silent awareness within, that which is soundless and always with us? Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the sense door of touch as you become aware of the feeling of your clothing upon your skin, or the chair, the cushion beneath you. And as you become aware of matter, material, form, can you keep 5% of your awareness on that which is formless? In other words, awareness of awareness. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the sense door of sight as you slowly begin to open your eyes, just allowing in a little bit of light. Not focusing on anything, just letting the images come to you. And as you become aware of objects, things, stuff, can you keep 5% of your awareness on the space around them? The space in and through, around this building, around our planet. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the breath as we take a conscious breath together. And as you release, be present in the here and the now, in this time, in this place. So we have a special presentation for everybody today. Today, our very own green team, who will be assisting us with our Earth Fest 22 and assists us every day of the year by going around making sure that the temple is practicing sustainability to the best of its ability, replacing bulbs with LEDs, recycling, installing water faucets that are helpful and conservative, so as well as reaching out to the community. So I'm very, very proud and honored to have our Temple Green team with us here today. And so here to go ahead and kick off our presentation is Mr. Jim McGraw. Thank you, Jim, for being here today.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here, and thanks to Victor for allowing Temple Green Team a little bit of time in the service today. I want to begin with a quick overview of my talk. Then we're going to be followed by Safe doing a loving kindness practice. Then we're going to have Matt and Ricky doing some music. So the title of the talk is Awe, the Wondrous Nature of Reality. So right now, to look at awe, I'm going to ask you to call to mind a time in which you experienced awe in your own life. And it's hard to put words to this, but you may want to think of a time when you were in nature and you were stopped in your tracks and you were mesmerized by something that you saw. Sometimes people will describe this as a transcendent experience. Many times, although not exclusively, this seems to happen in a state of nature. And I think Thich Nhat Hanh does a beautiful job of trying to capture this in words, particularly with the phrase, the wondrous nature of reality. So during our time together today, I want to hold out a few concepts and some images for your consideration, but mostly I'm going to invite you to play with some experiences over the next 10, 12 minutes to see if you can evoke a sense of awe or a memory of awe in yourself and see how that may correlate with some Buddhist practices. So to begin, many of you are probably familiar with the famous Buddhist story. As the story goes, over 1,200 folks had assembled, eagerly awaiting the Buddha's words of wisdom. And when it became apparent that he was about ready to speak, he looked at the crowd, he held up a flower for everyone to see, and he remained totally silent. And then he gazed out at the crowd, and people looked puzzled, trying to extract meaning from this, like, what the heck, Buddha? You know, what are you trying to say? And he saw a smile out in the audience, and the person's name was Mahakasyapa. And the Buddha smiled back at him, and he said, I have a treasure of insight, and I have transmitted it to Mahakasyapa. So what did Mahakasyapa see, and how can we have this experience? So please put your awareness on this image. Allow yourself to stay with this, perhaps being absorbed in the moment. And as thoughts inevitably creep in, simply remind yourself of what Robert Brummett said last week. Nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. Simply be aware. Given this type of experience, I think Thich Nhat Hanh offers some useful commentary when he says, experience always goes beyond words when we're awake and alive in the present moment. And although words always fall short of the richness of experience, I also love the way Thich Nhat Hanh uses the phrase, the wondrous nature of reality. If we look at something like Victor's orchid, it is wondrous if we take the time to look at it. And everything, particularly things in nature, may give us just a glimpse of that experience of awe. So another image for your consideration to play with, simply be present with what you're going to see. Please bask in the sensations associated with this image. Along with the beautiful visuals, maybe you can access some of the other sense doors, like the sound of the leaves crunching under your feet. Maybe you can feel the chill in the air, and even the slight smell of leaf smoke. And just when you're in the state of bliss and you think, I have to rake this stuff up. And we fall from paradise. And thankfully, many of us know that even raking leaves or these activities of daily living can be an opportunity for the experience of awe. And Thich Nhat Hanh's book, Peace is Every Step, does a beautiful job of explaining this. And one of his friends, Thomas Merton, the Catholic monk, had a fantastic phrase about how to encounter the wondrous nature of reality when he said, it is through an immediate and fully awakened engagement with the living of everyday life. Raking leaves, washing dishes, focusing on our breathing when we have to wait for a stoplight to change. So it's experiencing the sacred in the everyday, moment by moment by moment. Another image. Well, actually, the image here, I'm going to ask you to visualize this in your mind's eye. Imagine a span of water. See if you can call this to mind. The ocean, a lake. Maybe you can see it in your memory. For many people, this is their so-called happy place. But if it symbolizes the ocean of samsara, we know that there are choppy waves of day-to-day hassles, illness, loss. Sometimes there are tsunamis in our life that we experience. And in my opinion, Thich Nhat Hanh really takes a nice middle path here, and he acknowledges the suffering, certainly, and he even says suffering may be the path through which we cultivate compassion. But then he has the beautiful quote, if you dwell only in your suffering, you'll miss paradise. Don't ignore your suffering, but don't forget to enjoy the wonders of life for your sake and for the benefit of many beings. So right now, again, turn your attention inward, if you will, and try to call to mind a time and a place when you did have this feeling of awe. And to give you kind of a multiple choice list, maybe it was by a body of water. Perhaps it was in the forest, maybe in the mountains or the desert. Maybe it was a beautiful night sky with stars and planets in the Milky Way. Maybe it was during a storm, a beautiful, gentle shower, or a snowstorm. Whatever it is for you, even calling to mind this experience, some Western researchers suggest that when we are in a state of awe, it tends to decrease our small self, our ego, if you will. Many people will report a greater sense of connectedness with the universe. Some people feel a bit of a calling to do some service in the spirit of compassion. There can be a sense of humility and then also kind of an equanimity or a tranquility when you abide in this space. And what's really interesting, we not only get these felt experience benefits, but some research suggests it can alter us physiologically. Specifically, it seems to be correlated with what is described as interleukin-6, a biological marker of inflammation. So in short, these episodes of awe that we experience seem to be good for us. Some of these experiences simply occur spontaneously. We are thunderstruck by something that happens. Other times, I think many of you probably know a space you can take yourself to where there's a greater likelihood where you'll experience this awe. So right now, I'm going to invite us to do this right now. And I'm going to be a little bit directive here, so please work with me as I choreograph this. I'm going to ask you to move your hands kind of like this. Put your hands down in your lap, if you would, and then allow your chin to gently fall down toward your chest. And simply look at your hands. They are miraculous if you contemplate your hands. Thich Nhat Hanh would say when scientists look at hands like Carl Sagan or Neil deGrasse Tyson, in our hands, we would see the results of supernova explosions from billions of years ago. Things like iron, carbon, oxygen. We are star stuff, literally. Thich Nhat Hanh also goes on to provide some commentary, talking a little bit more about the social and human element of contemplating our hands. So this is from his essay, Look Into Your Hands. I have a friend who is an artist. Before he left Vietnam 40 years ago, his mother held his hand and told him, whenever you miss me, look into your hand and you will see me immediately. How penetrating these simple, sincere words. Over the years, my friend looked into his hand many times. The presence of his mother is not just genetic. Her spirit, her hopes, and her life are also with him. When he looks into his hand, he can see thousands of generations before him and thousands of generations after him. He can see that he exists not only in the evolutionary tree branching along the axis of time, but also in the network of interdependent relations. He told me that he never feels lonely. All right, thanks for doing that. And another image for your consideration. Another essay from Thich Nhat Hanh is called "The Dandelion Has My Smile," and I'm not going to recite this full thing, but the essence of it is, sometimes with the difficulties we carry in life, the burdens we carry, sometimes can be so heavy we are unable to smile. We're unable to see this world of wonders around us. And one of his friends who was in this space said, "No worries, I know the dandelion has my smile, and when the time is right, I will have my smile back." Speaking of smiles, look at all these dandelions and all these smiling folks. Aren't smiles contagious? And you've probably seen this image out in the atrium area of Unity Temple. But notice where your awareness is drawn when you see these smiles and you see these faces. And these folks, like all of us, they are carrying certain burdens as well, and sometimes, somehow, they're finding a way to smile. Another smile, our dog, and I won't ask for a show of hands, but how many of you think dogs have the Buddha nature? Our dog certainly is amazed and puzzled with the world. But maybe we have something to learn, the wordless insights from dogs. So the old joke is, and you know the punchline, what do dogs say when you ask them what time it is? Now, now, now. So maybe when we have the presence of mind to bring ourselves into the present moment, we can more fully appreciate even a glimpse of awe and the wondrous nature of reality. So as I begin to close, okay, thank you. I see some smiles out there. More than anything, this was cheesy product placement for EarthFest next Saturday, because this is a stick. But next Saturday, if you come to EarthFest, you will get a seedling or a sapling about yay tall, and it'll either be a swamp white oak or it'll be a red bud that you can plant, both indigenous species. And right now, aren't red buds extraordinary? You see them, and you'll see them the rest of the week, and it looks surreal. A great moment to take a breath, be in the moment, and savor the wondrous nature of reality. As I begin to conclude, thank you for experimenting with me for some of these things. And I hope that nature does offer you kind of a wordless treasury of insights into things like the wonder of our world, our sense of connectedness, and our engagement with the world. A great way to get engaged, believe it or not, right behind me, I think, is Kansas City Restoration School, if my bearings are correct, down on the lower floor. And they are going to be involved with EarthFest next Saturday. So here you see some images of some people associated with Kansas City Restoration School. They're doing some raised bed gardening, and they will be doing tours. And I think Beth is with us today. Yep. So please join us next Saturday. You'll hear a few more details about this as Victor concludes for the day. And we'll have the table out in the atrium after this service. So if you want to pick up more materials, you're certainly welcome to it. So again, thank you for your time. And I'm going to say, here is to more awe in our lives, starting right now as we transition to SAFE's loving kindness practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. What a beautiful presentation it was. So now I invite you to join with me in a guided meditation. Let's begin by closing our eyes. Sit up straight. Be aware of your breath. Take a gentle breath in and let a gentle breath out. Let's do a quick but gentle body scan. Starting from the tip of the head, feel the tip of your hair, the skin of your face, eyes, tip of the nose, lips, cheek. While we are aware of the body parts, we notice the quality of the breath. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it long or short? Whatever it is, just let it be the way it is. Let's pay gentle and kind attention to the neck, shoulder, arms, palms, chest, belly, hip, thigh, legs, and feet. We realize that whatever beautiful and kind things we have ever done came only through this body, just the way it is. Now let's give a kind focus to one particular body part, our heart. Feel that it is relentlessly working, beating and pumping blood and keeping us alive. We realize every single part of our heart is made from the food we eat, the air we breathe in, the water we drink. The same energy that a blade of grass or a grain of rice traps from the sun, the same energy powers all of us. We realize as we keep our air pure, earth clean, and water uncontaminated, wholesome nutrients pass through our body. We take a moment to feel we are inseparable part of Mother Earth. We continuously absorb and let go elements that we consume from our environment. Just like breathing in and breathing out. Now let's look outside of our body. Let's look at a dog. Look inside its body parts. We see a heart pumping inside it, just like mine. We think about a tiger, a penguin, or a bird. We see same things inside them, just like mine. All breathing in and all breathing out. Trees, grass, animals, all forming the vast ocean of life forms in which we all are part of. We feel deeply compassionate for all beings. We realize what makes me happy makes others happy. What causes me stress causes others stress too. By being kind, gentle, and forgiving to others, I'm being kind to myself. By keeping Mother Nature pure, I'm keeping myself pure. Let's send all beings some kind thoughts. Repeat it after me inside of you silently. May all beings, small or large, fast or slow, young or old, in air, in earth, in water, or in outer space, May all beings be happy, be at peace, be at ease, free from ill will, free from sufferings. From my body, speech, or action, may no one ever gets hurt or harmed. May I protect the earth and all her inhabitants the way a mother protects her only child. May I be gentle, kind, forgiving to myself and to all other beings and to Mother Earth. May peace and love and kindness prevail. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Please open your eyes gently and welcome Matt and Rochelle for an amazing music session. Thank you.
I see trees, green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies blue, and clouds of white, bright blessed days, and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? What they're really saying is, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you so much, Matt, Rochelle, Safe, Jim, the entire Temple Green team. Thank you guys. It was delightful. And after the Dharma talk, we traditionally sound the bell of mindfulness and just let it sink in for a moment. In the true spirit of Dana, the Buddhist practice of generosity, temple services here are given freely. In the same way, if you choose to give, please give with a generous heart, which means not in return for anything that you have received today, but rather so that those who may be seeking refuge can find it here in this temple with these teachers and with these teachings. The Dana boxes are located at the back of the meditation hall, and we take a moment of gratitude for all of our wonderful ambassadors, those folks who have committed themselves to regular monthly electronic giving. It's not about the amount, it's just that the regular monthly giving helps us to set a budget here at TBC. And also, if you'd like to become an ambassador, just stop by our website, templebuddhistcenter.com, and click on the Love Offering button. Also, a tremendous gratitude for all of our amazing volunteers. Eric has been so instrumental in the past few weeks helping us prepare for Earth Fest 22, which is a hybrid online program. Thank you so much to Eric, to Liz, our digital diva, Dave helping set up, to Rochelle and Jim, Safe, Matt, to everybody. There's so many folks, and I can't name them all, but I hold you all in my heart for everything you do to help our community to continue to bring spiritual nourishment and opportunities for Sangha to each other, both near and far. And also, thank you so much to Ricky for your beautiful music today. Thank you. And thank you so much to Mr. Jim McGraw for helping to put together this part of it. And thank you to each and every one of you for sharing your heart and your presence and your practice with us here at Temple Buddhist Center. We are the better for it. And so as we prepare now for our Bodhicitta dedication, we will recite this together. Together? May the pure, brilliant sun of Bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably, until all are illumined and awakened. And with our hands together in front of our hearts, let us go forth from this place, entering each moment in innocence, guided by the wisdom of our hearts. And as we open our hands, open our eyes, shining our light into the world, Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. And just a few brief announcements. As we've mentioned a few times, next Saturday is our Earth Day celebration. I believe there was a slight adjustment on the time. I think it starts about 10:45. So other than that, everything is correct. There's workshops, giveaways, vendors, film festival. The tree giveaway is also going on, as Jim mentioned. So I hope you all can join us for that. And then just I forgot to take the little today off there. Meditation 101 is every second Sunday. Also, we've got our VSOC retreat is now open. Registration is available for that. You can join us either residential, which means you're sequestered for the 4 days, or you can join as a commuter. Just come and go in the mornings and the evenings. You can also join virtually. So a couple ways to do that. And then other than that, I'll keep this up there. We have lots of wonderful programs. There are sign-up sheets on the counter right outside the meditation hall for either getting our newsletter or our volunteer programs Don't forget our lending library is right over here. Please feel free to come out and or to come over and let some particular book check you out and take you home. And again, thank you to all of our friends joining us from all around the world on the live stream, from our Sangha near to our Sangha far. Our hearts are never apart, even though our bodies may be miles away. Again, thank you everyone so much as you go into your day. Peace, blessings, and complete awe and amazement.